Title: Living on the Edge. The most remote places in the world where people live by Kamau Whittle Mills. From the icy tundras of Siberia to the scorching deserts of Australia, humans have shown remarkable resilience in adapting to extreme environments. This documentary explores the world's most remote inhabited places, where people have carved out lives against the odds. What drives them to stay? How do they survive? And what can we learn from their unique ways of life? Oymyakon, Russia, the coldest inhabited place. Nestled deep in Siberia, Oymyakon holds the record as one of the coldest inhabited places on Earth, with temperatures plunging to 67 degrees Celsius -88 degrees Fahrenheit. Here, villagers endure months of freezing darkness, relying on reindeer herding, ice fishing, and the warmth of community to survive. The documentary delves into their daily routines, the challenges they face, and the traditions that keep them rooted in this icy wilderness. Tristan da Cunha, South Atlantic, the most isolated settlement. Over 2,400 kilometers (1,500 miles) from the nearest continent, Tristan da Cunha is often called the most isolated inhabited island in the world. With a population of just a few hundred, the islanders live off farming, fishing, and limited trade. We explore their close-knit society, the impact of modern technology on their traditional ways, and the sheer determination it takes to live so far from civilization. La Rinconada, Peru, the highest settlement on Earth. Perched at over 5,100 meters, 16,700 feet, in the Andes, La Rinconada is the highest permanent settlement in the world. This gold mining town is a place of extreme hardship, with scarce oxygen, freezing temperatures, and harsh working conditions. We uncover the struggles of those who endure these conditions in search of a better life and the environmental impact of gold extraction in such an unforgiving place. The Australian Outback, a life of solitude. The Australian Outback is home to small communities and individual settlers who choose to live in extreme isolation. With searing temperatures, scarce water, and vast distances between neighbors, these people have adapted through innovation, resilience, and sheer grit. We explore the reasons behind their choice to stay and how they cope with the challenges of remote living. Supai, Arizona, the most remote town in the U.S. Hidden deep within the Grand Canyon, Supai is only accessible by foot, mule, or helicopter. Home to the Havasupai tribe, this village is a testament to perseverance and cultural preservation. We learn about their rich history, reliance on the land, and the balance they maintain between tradition and modernity. Ittoqqortoormiit, Greenland, a frozen frontier. One of the most remote settlements in Greenland, Ittoqqortoormiit is surrounded by sea ice for much of the year, making access challenging. The people here rely on hunting, fishing, and a deep understanding of their environment to thrive. We explore their connection to nature and how climate change is affecting their way of life. Motuo, Tibet, the hidden valley. Motuo, located in Tibet, is one of the last places in China without a major road connection. Surrounded by mountains and dense forests, it was once considered inaccessible for much of the year. We examine the unique cultural and spiritual life of the people who live in this remote paradise, as well as how modernization is slowly reaching them. Socotra, Yemen, an alien landscape. Socotra, an isolated island in the Arabian Sea, is home to a unique ecosystem with flora and fauna found nowhere else on Earth. The people of Socotra have adapted to this extraordinary environment, living in harmony with nature while maintaining age-old traditions. We explore their way of life, the challenges they face, and the efforts being made to preserve this ecological gem. Pitcairn Island, Pacific Ocean, a tiny isolated community. With a population of fewer than 50 people, Pitcairn Island is one of the world's smallest inhabited territories. Descendants of the Bounty mutineers call this remote island home, living off subsistence farming, fishing, and limited trade. We investigate the community's unique heritage, its struggles with sustainability, and what the future holds for this tiny outpost. Longyearbyen, Svalbard, life in the Arctic Circle. As one of the northernmost settlements on Earth, Longyearbyen, located in Norway's Svalbard archipelago, experiences months of continuous daylight in the summer and total darkness in the winter. This remote Arctic town is home to a resilient community that relies on scientific research, tourism, and careful resource management to survive. We explore how they adapt to the extreme cold and isolation, and how climate change is impacting their way of life. Takuu, Papua New Guinea, a sinking island. Takuu, a tiny atoll in the Pacific Ocean, is home to a small Polynesian community facing the existential threat of rising sea levels. This segment highlights the struggles of the islanders as they attempt to preserve their culture and traditions while grappling with the looming reality of displacement. We examine the efforts to mitigate the impact of climate change and the difficult choices the residents must make. Despite the harshness of these remote places, the people who call them home share common traits: resilience, adaptability, and a deep connection to their land. Their stories offer valuable insights into human endurance and what it truly means to live on the edge of the world. The challenges they face today, climate change, modernization, and resource scarcity, serve as reminders of our collective responsibility to respect and preserve these extraordinary places. As we look toward the future, their way of life offers critical lessons in sustainability, self-reliance, and the power of community.